Hello, authors, book lovers, and storytellers. Welcome to another Reader's Magnet featured author interview. My name is Mark, and I am your host for today. And together with me is one of the Reader's Magnet featured authors that is here to share his journey as an author and the story behind his book. Everyone, please help me welcome Clifton Reive Whitley Jr. How are you, Clifton?
Hello, how are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you for asking. I just want to say thank you so much for attending our interview today, and we're so happy to have you here. And we are very grateful that you chose Reader's Magnet as a platform to share your story with the world. And personally, I'm so excited to have this interview with you because I just can't wait to know more about your book and the journey you've been through writing this book. But before all of that, Clifton, can you please introduce yourself to our audience right now?
Yes, I'm Clifton R. Whitley Jr.
Mhm.
I live at Aberdeen, Mississippi. That's in Monroe County. That's in the northern part of the county, 15 miles from Alabama and about 60 miles from the Tennessee line. Uh, so the weather is good here today. It's been raining, but now we have a good day, and I'm glad to see it. And I'm glad to have this interview to say a few things about my book, The Birth of a Radical.
All right. Thank you so much, Clifton. Now, I'm really intrigued about the title of your book, The Birth of a Radical. How about let's start from there? Can you please share with us the inspiration behind this title?
The expiration date, uh, you mean when I started on it, I finished it, or
I
what?
mean, what inspired you to use this title, or what's the
Oh,
story
yes,
behind the title? Yeah.
yes. Uh, well, growing up, I had such a rough time by my definition until I thought it would be worthwhile to talk about some of the hills I had to climb to get
Mm-hmm.
to where I am, and some of the rivers I had to cross, and how I fared in the crossing. So I thought it would be worth somebody's reading to know about that journey.
Mm-hmm. Can you tell us what the book is all about, The Birth of a Radical? Can you explain further about what we can read on the book?
Yes, it's about my childhood and growing up years. I spent the first 8, 9 years with the polio condition,
Mm-hmm.
and that was a struggle. And I managed to grow out of that. I'm
Wow.
going to say by the time I was 9 or 10 years old. By the time I was 16, I had grown completely, almost completely out of it. I had some minor problems that I ignored and pushed forward. Uh, so that was a difficult time. And then also the time of my early days of school, work days. I grew up on a farm
Mm-hmm.
and uh, with 9 brothers and sisters. I was the
Wow.
10th one. And
Mm-hmm.
so growing up on a farm is an adventure in itself.
Mm-hmm.
We had farm animals, we had fields we had to work, we grew cotton, corn, and what we call truck patches, like peanuts, various potatoes, like white potatoes, sweet potatoes, peanuts, that kind of thing.
Wow.
And so it was uh, it was adventure just growing up on the farm. We made things, my brothers and sisters, we were good at making things out of wood and clay. We made guitars. Most of us, uh, brothers and sisters, play some kind of musical instrument. I play the guitar and piano a little bit. Uh, Most of my other brothers and sisters played either the piano or guitar or both.
Uh-huh.
Uh, and so aside
Yeah.
from aside from that, you know, we made things out of wood,
Mm-hmm.
like trucks and cars. We made wheels out of small trees, branches.
All right.
We'd cut
Mm-hmm.
them into blocks the right size and burn a hole through it with a heated piece of wire so it would fit on a metal axle made
Mm-hmm.
out of a coat hanger.
Mm-hmm.
And it's interesting that we didn't have instruments because we always had a piano
Mm-hmm.
or an air accordion. My father was a musician. We played the accordion and piano, played guitar, and we would make our guitars out of wood nailed on the side of the house that was had plank siding, and we'd learn to play tunes on those instruments. And
Wow.
yeah, so
But I
growing up
can
on
really
the,
see that. Mm-hmm.
I was just gonna say, growing up on the farm was quite an adventure. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
we hunted uh, rabbits and raccoons.
Mm-hmm.
We had good hunting dogs and even bird dogs. And when we weren't in the field working, we were
Mm-hmm.
hunting, especially during the game season. We hunted rabbits, we hunted squirrels, raccoons, and whatever else would run and jump and live in the forest. We fished. There were many places where we could fish near where we live. Now we had ponds, and we had ponds for animals, and they were always stocked with several kinds of fish.
Mm-hmm.
So we learned to fish and hunt and work the farm. It was an adventure.
Wow, wow. I can really see that this book really means a lot to you because I think this is kind of like a biographical type of book, like more of your childhood. And I'm sure that this brings you a nostalgic feeling whenever you read this book. Now, given the fact that this book is something very personal to you, did you ever encounter something like a hard time while writing this book?
Not really.
Mm-hmm.
The main thing when writing the book was to stay with the story, put it in writing, and of course, I did well with that for the first few months.
Mm-hmm.
Then, in the 1960s, I got away from it. I got involved in the civil rights movement. I was uh, the first vice chair of the Mississippi Freedom Democratic Party, and
Mm-hmm.
I became the chairman and 2 years later. And so I got involved in civil rights work and organizing, and not only for the challenge of the regular Democratic Party of the state of Mississippi, but
Mm-hmm.
also voter registration. I also ran for the United States Senate in 1966 against uh, the late Senator James O. Eastland. And
Mhm.
according to our records, uh, I polled 67,000 votes. According to the Clarion Ledger, one of the state's leading newspapers, I polled 26,000 votes, which was a sizable number for Mississippi, and the fact that we had to do voter registration all the same time to achieve that number of votes. And so during the campaign, 1966, we registered my campaign. That is, registered some 7,000 new voters in Mississippi. Uh,
Whoa.
so it was the 60s, well, up through the 70s was quite an adventure. And I got to travel through all of the 82 counties of the state of Mississippi.
Wow.
I, I lived in two of those counties, maybe three: Marshall County, Clay County, and Lowndes County. And I, of course, worked in voter registration in all of those counties, plus the Delta primarily. Uh, but I traveled in all of the 82 counties of the state.
Hmm. All right. Wow. Now, Clifton, I'm curious if at least you can share one line or your favorite line from the book that you can share with our audience right now.
The one that I like to repeat for
Mm-hmm.
myself and for my own benefit is
Mm-hmm.
what kind of world would you like to live in? What kind of world do you want to live in? And of course, in the early days, I read a lot of the original authors' uh, works,
Right.
newspapers, and books and papers, scientific papers, where I got most of this, uh, the idea and the wording from. And it's a good
Yeah.
saying.
Several. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So, just like with Robert Oppenheimer, what kind of world would you like to live in is like his kind of like a tagline for his a question that left us asking the same question, right? Can you agree with that? Now, yeah,
Yes.
Clifton, okay, Clifton, I want to know, what do you want your readers to take away after reading your book, The Birth of a Radical?
That you can overcome some of the most unimaginable difficulties if you have a plan, stay with that plan,
Hmm.
and also have a mindset that's conducive to that plan. Work on your mind. I had to work on my mind a lot over the years, and
Hmm.
a lot of connections. Growing up, missing many days out of school because we had to walk a little over a mile one way to school each day. And back in those days, the winters, falls, and winters were a lot uh, wetter than they are now. And so I didn't go to school a lot of days, because we had to walk. And some days when uh, I just insisted I wanted to go to school, my father would take me. He had an old car that would run sometime, and he would take me to school a lot of times, and that was an adventure because a lot of times the roads were bad back then, and
Yeah.
the driver car was some of these roads where you had ruts a foot deep was quite a feat, but we lived through it. It was an adventure. Uh, Difficulty, yes, but we made it.
And that's the important thing here is that you made it and you've managed to reach what you want to reach right now. Look at you right now. You are promoting your book right now that you just published. Wow, amazing. That's very inspiring right now, Clifton. And it's really giving, a inspiration to me right now, especially to those people that are having hard times right now. So, yeah, that's great. Thank you so much for that, Clifton. I think I've asked all of the questions I have prepared for you today. But may I ask you, is there anything that you want to promote right now or some kind of like an event that you are going to attend soon? It is the perfect time for you to, introduce or share that to everyone.
Yes, the one that's foremost in my mind right now is the book fair in Chicago, uh, September 9 and 10. I'm looking forward to that. Uh, I have a brother who's going to come with me to Chicago, and we're both looking forward to that adventure. Uh, and of course, I'm looking forward to writing another book, uh, which would be a kind of a religious book, critical of certain aspects of our religious practices, mostly the hymns. And I hope to get to work on that like really soon.
All right. Thank you so much for that, Clifton. So, Clifton is actually joining the Printers Row Lit Fest this September 9 to 10. And if you want to meet Clifton, go attend. And we are inviting you to attend our book fair, the exhibition on the Printers Row Lit Fest. Now, thank you so much for your time, Clifton. We're so happy to have you here. Now, for the last time, can you please invite everyone to buy a copy of your book, The Birth of a Radical?
Yes, I hope people will buy this book. It's a great inspiration for those who will read it. It's a great book, uh, and I hope you'll buy it. My new book that's going to be coming out fairly soon. But by the birth of a radical.
Wow, wow. Thank you so much for that, Clifton. So, yes, everyone, that is Clifton Reeve Whitley Jr., the author of the book, The Birth of a Radical. The book is available on Amazon. And again, thank you so much, Clifton. As we say it here at Readers Magnet, we share your story with the world. Goodbye, Clifton.
Bye bye.
Thank you.